Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Slowking, who is a water psychic Pokemon. It's the same sort of evolutionary line as, well, it comes from Slowpoke. Because Slowpoke you can evolve into two different forms depending on how you do it. This one you trade the Slowpoke while it's holding a King's Rock, and it will evolve into a Slowking. So if you know what a Slowpoke looks like, you know, the little pink sloth-ish looking creature, this one has, I don't even imagine, you know those parachute things you had in primary school? I mean, I don't know if everyone in the world is going to be able to understand what I'm saying right now, but they were like the parachute things, and they were multicolored, and you'd lift them up and then you'd run under and then you'd try and get out before, you know, you pull them back down. Or you would put a bunch of little tiny foam balls on the top of it and you just flick it up and down, and I don't know what the purpose of it was, but it was so much fun. Now just imagine that little parachute thing, but the colours of it are just red and white, and he's wearing it as a little neck collar thing. Not too big, kind of like a frilled neck lizard type size. That probably would have been easier to say, frilled neck lizard neck thing, but it's red and white. And then it's wearing a crown on its head, but it's a shell. It's a shell in the shape of a crown. So yeah, that's kind of the Pokemon. And I don't know, I guess because of the fact that it's called Slow King, you know, and it's Slowpoke and Slowbro, I definitely imagined a much more relaxed, calm, chilled, sort of lazy vibe. I mean, lazy is definitely a vibe I definitely thought with this Pokemon. So yeah, that's kind of actually what I went with. Is just a really relaxed, lazy home. There's not much going on. There's not much to really do other than relax. And that was kind of intentional. And I thought, you know, I could have made this whole thing look like sand, and I've done a fully sand looking castle for this series where even the flooring was a sand sort of colour, but I really enjoyed kind of making this, I don't know, just a little bit different. I wanted to add a little bit of other things to it, because you know, when you're at the beach you don't just see sand, you'll see rocks and, you know, driftwood and things like that. So I did try and incorporate some other things to it. But you'll definitely see that I have a lot of competing ideas and I do get a little overwhelmed with it. So yeah, definitely once we get to the end, let me know how I went. If you love it, if you hate it, whatever. I also absolutely should have put a door to the left side to go to the outside, but I didn't. So there is a balcony bit out the front, but it doesn't really do any. I think the balcony bit at the back, I also forgot to put a door out there. So there are these balcony bits, but they're kind of entirely useless, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, definitely if you do end up playing with this build, you can put some doors out, give access to these. I mean, you can definitely swim to them and hang out there, but this is for a lazy Pokemon. So yeah, probably would have made sense to have access to them, but unfortunately there is not. But I also did build this so that the side that you enter on, so the right side, it has all of the living spaces and the communal spaces. So if you have people over, or if you need to do office work or anything like that, there's a tiny little office. I had a chair in there and then I took it out and then I forgot to put it back in. Because I swapped it out for another one, didn't like the other one, forgot to put the old one back in. So it is a very blank in there, but I'm not too mad at that, I guess. It definitely helps the room be usable, I guess, because that's, yeah, something I do worry about, is if the room's even going to be usable for you guys. Because that does matter to me, you know, whether or not you can actually use the build. But yeah, like I was saying, downstairs there is a kitchen, there's a tiny little office space, there is a, I don't know if it's a TV room or a sitting room or what, but there's also some books down there. I can't remember if I put a TV in. But there's, yeah, definitely places to sit and chat. There's definitely places to sit and read. And then same with upstairs. There's places to sit and chat, sit and read. I think I put a TV upstairs on the right side. I also put in a chess table and an easel. The chess table's inside, the easel is outside on the balcony. But I wanted to put a few skill building items because I feel like sometimes with my builds I'm very neglectful with those sorts of things. So yeah, if you're looking for more skill building items, I definitely put a few more. Not too many, but just enough that, like, yeah, it's hopefully enough to kind of get some skills going. And if you're kind of doing like a rags to riches type thing, I mean, if you live here, you probably have the money to live here, but let's just say you live here and you have $0. You can paint. You can absolutely build your logic skill. I think there's a computer, so you could definitely do some hacking, I guess. I don't really know gameplay stuff. And then obviously, yeah, the kitchen. There's always gameplay stuff, skill building stuff in the kitchen. And then yeah, on the left side, you do have to go through that open walkway, so if it is raining and storming, that's not too great, but it's fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, on this side is the bedroom and the bathroom. Originally, I was going to... I don't know, originally I was going to have the whole bathroom completely upstairs, but now that I think about it, it probably would have been smarter to put the whole bedroom upstairs and the bathroom downstairs. Just because, yeah, the way I end up doing it, it's a little silly, doesn't quite make sense, but I feel like that's just my whole build style is just a little bit silly, doesn't quite make sense. So yeah, you have, like I said, the bedroom downstairs. Oh, okay, I got rid of that front balcony, I didn't know that. Cool. I did the build, I edited the video, I watched myself edit it, I watched me do the build, I should have known that. But that tells you how many builds and videos I've been editing lately. It's just all blending into one, to be honest. But yeah, I should have put the bedroom upstairs and then the bathroom completely downstairs, but that would have meant that if you did have guests over... Actually, no, sorry, there is a bathroom on the left side, on the right side. Never mind. So I still could have done it. And then, yeah, done like a bedroom upstairs, bathroom downstairs, and having like a walk-in robe area down there as well, but I don't know, I just decided not to. I don't know, I kind of got it in my head that I really wanted to have this really fancy bathroom that looked out with these really gorgeous views and having that little balcony. So originally I did have a bath out there, but yeah, we definitely pivot quite a bit. Because I had the toilet upstairs as well, and then I was like, I don't really want the toilet out in the open. Like, don't get me wrong, where I had the toilet, you had a beautiful view out the archway, and it looked amazing, absolutely amazing to see just how gorgeous it could be in there. And then yeah, it didn't quite end up being the way I quite wanted it to. So yeah, it's definitely, things could definitely change. And then I also look at it, I do think I have a door at that backyard balcony bit. I just wasn't paying attention to the fact that I did keep it. Yeah, look, it's it's been a long couple of days, and I also did go for a big walk this morning. It took me an hour to do almost. So I try to do a regular walk, but it's not all that regular. Sometimes I will go, I don't know, like I've probably gone a handful of times that I've lived here, and I'm trying to make it a bit more regular, but because of that, yeah, because of that walk, I'm a little bit tired, and because I'm a little bit tired, my brain's just like, I'm gonna just rest and relax. You have fun doing what you're doing, I'm gonna shut down, which is not a great way to start the day and start videos and stuff like that, but you know, here we are. But no, with that walk, I was kind of inspired to do one this morning. I was going to do one yesterday, never ended up doing it, but I was inspired by doing it today because I found a YouTuber who did There's that dude, I think he's on Instagram, who does like the morning routines, and he gets up at like stupid o'clock and he's got the mouse tape. I'm pretty sure you all know who I'm talking about. And I found a YouTuber who was like, I'm going to try that morning routine for a week. And yeah, it was absolutely insane. But, you know, he's like, you know, going out and walking and exercising, all that. So it's like, it definitely made me feel better and made me feel good. So yeah, I definitely wanted to go out for a walk and kind of feel better. But yeah, I'm currently just feeling a little bit tired. So hopefully I can, yeah, fit some more walks in. I also put my washing on, which I feel pretty good about. Normally I do my washing in a couple of days, but I don't know, just I didn't really need to wait. I could just put it on now, so that's what I did. So yeah, and I mean, I feel like I could probably get 2 videos done today. I just have to edit the second one, because yeah, that one's not done yet. But I'm probably going to do some building and then some streaming, and then I'll edit later tonight. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of work done today, and I feel pretty good about that because yeah, the walk definitely helped. And yeah, I know I can do this walk in 35 minutes, but today, yeah, I think I took, I don't know, I'm very confused by the time that I took, because based on when I thought I left and when I know I got back, I thought it took me like 45, 50 minutes. But then looking at how much time my washing had left, it was like, oh, you've been gone for an hour and 20. So I don't really know, but I think washing machine time, especially dry time, those aren't real times. It's a different kind of time. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I think it took me about 50 minutes. I mean, we do have a camera at the front door that will tell me when I left. And I know when I got back, so I could, you know, be specific about it. But it doesn't bother me. It's just good to get out and walk, and I think I'm going to try and do it more often. Because yeah, I don't know, it was enjoyable. It's fun. It was good. And I saw dogs. I'm not a dog fan. I'm not a dog person. I'm much more of a cat person for sure. But you know, watching dogs walk past, I generally tend to not interact with dogs out on walks and stuff like that, because you never know if they're like in training. There was a dog last time I went on a walk. That dog was definitely in training, and I didn't want to distract it or anything like that, so I just, you know, walked past and didn't really interact with it or anything like that, because the lady who was walking it had 2 dogs, and one of them was very like, okay, I can tell there's a person coming, so I'm going to move to the side and behave and do the right thing, and the other one I think might have just been, I don't really know dogs well enough to know whether or not it was a puppy or a fully grown dog or somewhere in between. I'm imagining somewhere in between, because yeah, she had to tell it to like come over here, stay here, walk here, do this, and I was like, cool, like, good on you. Thank you for controlling your dog and not letting it run crazy and wild and then training it. I appreciate you, lady. And the other people, there are a few people who walk with their dogs not on a leash, but they are within 5 meters of the dog. Like that, I've saw them a couple times. They were within 5 meters of the dog the entire time. And any time that, yeah, people got close or other dogs close, I saw them calling their dog in, which I'm not too sure how I feel about dogs being off leash. You know, that dog obviously was well behaved and whatnot, but yeah, what happens when a not well behaved dog is off a leash, you know what I mean? And you might encourage people who have not well behaved dogs to keep their dogs off leash. Obviously, if you know your dog and you know your dog's going to behave well and all that sort of stuff, it's not a problem, I guess, but I don't know your dog, and I think that's what the problem is I don't know how your dog's going to react. I don't know how I should react. If your dog comes at me, you know, just trotting over, walking over to me, am I supposed to just ignore it? Am I like, I don't know. Each dog is different. Each dog has its own reaction and its own response to people in the wild. So yeah, I'm much more confident and comfortable with people just leash their dogs in general public areas. But like, I also do get, like, don't get me wrong, if you've got a well-behaved dog, you know, like I said, that person who had their dog off leash was constantly near the dog, keeping the dog close when other people got nearby. There were other people with them, and they also had dogs, but those dogs were a little less, like, on the lead they were fine, but they were kind of a bit like, oh, I want to go over here, but then realised, oh, I can't because the lead's stopping me. So they seemed like a bit of wandering dogs who get distracted or something like that. So I do appreciate that, like, those dog walkers were very aware of their individual dog's needs, which I think is good. But yeah, today all of the dogs were on leads, which is also good because I just personally feel a bit more comfortable like that. And again, I'm not really a dog person. I am definitely a cat person. But you would not ever catch my cat wearing a lead. She's just not really a fan of stuff like that. You know, like in the summer when it gets hot, I will wet a tea towel sometimes and put it in the freezer and not quite get frozen, but get like really, really cold, and I will offer it to her and she'll like lay on it and I'll wrap it on her a little bit, and she doesn't mind that because it's helping her cool, but she doesn't really like, I was gonna say furniture on her, that she probably doesn't like furniture on her. She doesn't like clothes on her. So yeah, I don't really try and put it on her because she's just not really a huge fan of it. Because when she was younger we did try to see if she would be bothered by it, and she was, so we just never tried again. Because some cats are just not bothered by it. Like I've seen cats on the internet with, like, some of them have buttons, and sometimes they'll actually ask for sweaters and stuff like that, which I think is super cute. But yeah, Macy's not a huge fan of it. Well, she wasn't when she was younger, and I just didn't bother trying again. So yeah, I mean, that is absolutely fine. I'm not going to make a cat wear clothes when she doesn't want to. But yeah, anyway, you're probably here for the build and not my ramblings about cat clothes. But the long story short of that is I'm definitely going to try and walk more. But yeah, with the build, I don't know, I got to some points and I felt very confused as to what to do. So I definitely made like a lot of entertainment spaces and seating areas, and this is where I was like, you know what, I should put some skill building items in. So I definitely did that. But yeah, I also wanted this build to be a little bit fancy, you know, I wanted it to be a little bit, you know, oh, the flower arranging tip, I forgot I put that in, and the bar. Well, there you go, you've got mixology, flower arranging, painting, the logic skill, cooking, baking, gourmet cooking, and I don't know if swimming is a skill, but I guess you could do exercise and stuff here, like, yeah, swimming and just, I mean, you can exercise anyway, you don't even need exercise equipment to do it, but yeah, I don't know, fun little build. But yeah, like I said, I definitely tried to put in some skill building items so that you weren't lacking in it, because, I don't know, it's something that I feel like people who play the game would definitely appreciate, and I'm not much of a game player, so I definitely just, yeah, I didn't really know what else to put. Let me know down below, like, if you were living in this build, or if your sim was, what skill would you like to see? So we have gardening as well. Cool, look at that. If you were missing out on gardening and you wanted that, you've got some little planters there. So that is what? Gardening, cooking, gourmet cooking, baking, painting, flower arranging, and exercise. That's 7 skills that you can build here that are like activity-based skills, I guess. Like, you kind of maybe sort of need items for, because like there's certain skills you don't need, like charisma. I mean I guess you could build charisma in the mirror, but you know, there's certain like interaction skills that you kind of don't really need items for. But yeah, for these item-based things, you've got quite a few things. I mean, technically for that you wouldn't need items for the I was gonna say exercise skill, the fitness skill, because you can just do that with yourself. But you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of things you can do here, and that's kind of, I definitely enjoyed that. I think not the next build, but the build after is not necessarily a skill building place, but I think I'm gonna put a few more skill building things in the build just because it kind of makes sense with what it is. I'm not gonna surprise it for you, but if you have been hanging out with me on stream, you'll know. So yeah, if you do want to see these builds kind of being built live, and know what's coming up, I do stream over on Twitch. I'm thinking about potentially streaming in the future to YouTube as well, but I just don't know if my computer could. I mean, I know for a fact my computer could not handle it right now. But in the future, when my computer can actually, handle turning on, we'll definitely give it a go. I'm not promising it, but I'll give it a go, give it a shot, see if I can handle it. But yeah, that's pretty much the build here. I just fix up this little seating area and then we move into the screenshots. So yeah, like I said, definitely let me know your thoughts, opinions, feedback on the build. And if you want to see more stuff like this, definitely make sure to subscribe. I'm currently coming out with about 2 videos a day. 2 long form videos a day, 2 short form videos a day. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the build. If you want to see more stuff like this, yeah, make sure to subscribe. And if you do want to see me building live, definitely check out the links down below for all my other socials. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.